How are you, my brothers and sisters coming in YouTube? My name is Beatable G, and yes, this is a long time. This is probably 8 days after my latest video, but I want to take some time and thought in my mind after seeing Suicide Squad. Yes, it's a review not just from Suicide Squad, but the entirety of the DCU, and a comment of the state of the DCU. So now, I wanted to say, after seeing Suicide Squad and going through my mind the positives, the negatives, because there's a lot of them, and I concluded one thing: I will never see another DC movie ever again, and here's why. Matt of the Game Theorists made on Twitter a comment so brilliant that summarizes the entire situation between Marvel and the DC, the way they make movies and the way they handle their superhero characters. Matt on this tweet said, "Marvel makes you care about characters that you don't know. On the other hand, DC makes you dislike characters that you know and love. That's the DC treatment of their comic book characters, and that's the Marvel treatment of their comic book characters." Now, for example, on Civil War, Black Panther appears. I have never been a huge Black Panther fan. I've been mostly Iron Man fan and a huge Spider-Man fan. I mean, seriously, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan and a Deadpool fan. And Black Panther was my favorite character in the all goddamn movie. No, another character that I remember just now, Ant-Man. I was never a big fan of Ant-Man, but Paul Rudd brought that character to life, and it was beautiful to see on screen. He was the funny guy. He was brilliant as the Ant-Man, not as Hank Pym, but as Scott, the second Ant-Man. But the reason why I'm saying I will never see another DC movie again, because it frustrates me as a fan. I am not a Marvel fanboy. I love Batman. Batman is my favorite DC, not DC, but my favorite comic book character of all time. You'll see. Just wait, guys. Wait a sec. One proof of that is this: The Killing Joke, one of my favorite graphic novels of all time. It's brilliant. Alan Moore, great comic book writer, like V for Vendetta. This is magnum opus. The Killing Joke is probably one of the most famous and critically acclaimed comic books / graphic novels of all time, and it's an amazing read. Better than an animated short for those 30 minutes of the Killing Joke. Hashtag bad sex. Hashtag no thank you. But that's another story. But back to the DCU. The problem is, the DC and the Warner Brothers CEOs and so forth, the suits of Warner Brothers, see the success that Marvel has with their comic book characters and their superhero movies, and oh shit, we have superheroes. So, okay, let's think, guys. Nolan did Batman, and it was successful, and it was dark. So, I got it. Let's make every comic book character dark as shit. Every one of them. Even if Flash, which is supposed to be a fun guy, let's make him dark. Even Superman, that is a symbol of hope and light, that contracts to Batman, let's make him dark like shit. Let's make them not care about killing people. Yeah, because that happens in the Man of Steel. And oh yeah, but he cried. Yeah, but the next scene, he just boom destroys a drone, and no one addresses that situation. Like nothing happened. So you see, it didn't really matter because they never took time to see that killing Zod was a big thing for him. They jump out of scenes, and I apply that to David Goyer and Zack Snyder. Those two can go fuck themselves. But let's rewind my thoughts and tell you why. It frustrates me as a DC fan. As a DC fan, it frustrates me as hell because I see Man of Steel. I'm not a huge Superman fan, guys. I am not. I think he is too much of a Boy Scout. Really, I think Superboy is a more interesting character than Superman, in my opinion. In Teen Justice, at least, he's a more interesting character than Superman. But that's the thing. But for example, I've never been a huge on comics and on cartoons a big Captain America fan. I thought that it was too much of a Boy Scout. The same problem that I have with Superman. But on movies, he's one of my favorite Avengers, and one of my favorite comic book movies of all time is Captain America: Winter Soldier. Is so good. That is one of the best sequels of all time. Is one of the best sequels ever made. Hell, the trilogy is amazing. Captain America started great. Captain America: Winter Soldier, fucking amazing. Captain America: Civil War. Hallelujah. That's the feeling that Marvel fans got, and superhero fans got when they see Civil War. And but that's the thing. Marvel makes you care about characters that you don't know, or either you do know and didn't care, and they make you care about them. That's the beautiful thing about Marvel, how they make their movies, and how the way they write it is done perfectly for their characters, perfectly done for movies, perfectly paced, perfectly adjusted to their nuts and personalities of the characters. Unlike DC. Because, here's the thing. Superman is this. Superman the Man of Steel is blindly with Jesus imagery, which is so stupid. I mean, the comics dwelled a little bit on the Jesus imagery, but not that much. I mean, seriously, Superman is not Jesus. In fact, if you come down to it, Superman being compared to Jesus, it's like The Watchmen. The Watchmen, another Zack Snyder film, Dr. Manhattan was compared as well to Jesus. So Superman on Zack Snyder is like Dr. Manhattan version 2.0. But for example, another movie that came before Captain America: Civil War, Batman v Superman, I fucking hate. I mean, I hate that movie. I really do. The story makes no fucking sense. Mark Zuckerberg should not be in that movie. What else? The Lois character is completely useless. She's completely useless in that movie. She's transforming into what could be a badass female independent woman into save me, I'm helpless, Superman, I'm drowning in the water, oh save me. She was turned into that like that. It doesn't make any sense. There's no. It hurts my brain just to think about all the plot holes, because there's another. For example, in the fight between Batman and Superman, it lasts like 5 minutes, perhaps just a little bit. Batman goes right up at him, goes with a kryptonite spray, then he goes with a kryptonite spear. But why didn't Batman use the kryptonite spear first and then the gas if he needed to? I mean, he's the world's greatest detective. I mean, he's really intelligent, so I think the best move was to pick up the spear and try to zing, thrust into Superman that kryptonite spear so it could disable him. And another thing that doesn't make any sense, and another thing that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Superman dying in a movie. Superman dies in Batman v Superman. At this point, everyone knows that happened in a movie. But here's the thing. Yes, you would expect that. Seriously, who would have thunk that DC were going to kill Superman in the second movie of the DCU? No one was expecting that. But that's the thing. They make those big decisions, but they have the balls to make them. But nobody likes those decisions. Imagine. And they butchered all the Superman sequels. I think it was Man of Tomorrow and Last Son of Krypton. That was the second. Man of Tomorrow is the second movie, and Last Son of Krypton was the third movie. Imagine, Last Son of Krypton put Doomsday in the movie, and then go out like in the comic, like you're seeing Superman scratching in his, using all of his life force and strength to beat up this massive monster, and seeing his scratches and wounds and him bleeding from every goddamn orifice, from his eyes and mouth and nose, and or his eyebrows as well, and being completely bitten, having completed the smackdown of a lifetime, and trying to win and protect the innocents of the civilians of Metropolis. Imagine that! And then he would have died, but then the Justice League would appear. Imagine, it would be an amazing moment. Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Flash, Batman, Aquaman, in his funeral, in the Superman funeral. That would be amazing. That would be amazing to witness. As a superhero fan, that would be amazing to witness on live action. But it's not. It's not a good movie. It's... Okay, I better jump to Suicide Squad before I get too much upset about this the BVS. So Suicide Squad. I went to see this movie. My brother went to see this movie at the same time as I, but in different cinemas. And we both agree on one thing. This movie could have been better, much better. And here's the thing. This movie was so pressed by the CEOs and the suits of Warner Brothers. Why? Because he saw the reaction in BVS. Yes, it made a lot of money on the first weekend, but then the movie had a 68% drop-off in profit. 68%! That is bigger than Batman and Robin from Joel Schumacher. That is 62% on that movie. BVS is higher than Batman and Robin. That's saying that someone or something is completely wrong in this. Okay? So but here's the thing. Suicide Squad suffers from bad editing. There's some bad editing in the movie because they contracted the company that did the Fantastic Second trailer with the Queen music, and they hired that trailer team to cut a movie. No, that doesn't work like that. And they tried to David Ayer, which he worked on the script only for 6 weeks. He made the script for 6 weeks. That is not enough time for an ensemble cast like this. It is not. Then the trailers, they make a merging of the two final versions of the edit from the trailer and the edits from David Ayer and Suicide Squad. But another thing that this movie suffers, it's generic as hell. And yes, you could say about Deadpool, but there's one difference in Deadpool in comparison to this movie. Deadpool was made with passion. You can see the passion in Deadpool. Not you can say you can see the passion, but let's not do it. Let's analyze it objectively. If you take out the supervillains, because they don't do supervillain-esque as things that they are deserving of that title, but except Diablo, probably Diablo is probably the only one of them that may deserve that title. But in the movie, it was passive most of the time. But don't do that later. So, God damn it! What? Lost my thoughts. Shit. No, this is embarrassing. God. Oh yeah. Oh, sorry guys. So if you take out the complete, if you take out Deadshot, take the comic book characters, this is another generic action film. It's another generic action film. And here's why. The characters besides Harley Quinn, which is done perfectly by Margot Robbie. It's done perfectly by Margot Robbie. It's done beautifully. And as a Harley Quinn fan, I am positive. Right here. Good job, Margot Robbie. You nailed it. You nailed portraying Harley Quinn for the first time in live action, and for that, I tip my cap to you. So, Will Smith was also a good Deadshot, a good incarnation for Deadshot. But let's talk about the problems in the movie. The writing in the movie is not good, and probably because of that schnell, attitude to make David Ayer complete the script, to go faster. You gotta go faster. Write that script. We don't care. Just faster, and here's a paycheck. Because they say there are bad guys 4 times in the movie. The first, I think, is in the General, when Amanda Waller dinners with him in a restaurant. Another side, Amanda Waller. Good job. That one is also an amazing character. Will Smith says it, and then Margot Robbie says it, and then I don't remember I think it's Captain Boomerang. I don't remember who's the character that says it, but probably I'll remember afterwards. But now I'm not remembering yet. But the movie, especially the third act is so generic. It's your basic laser beam into the sky, and shit is flying through the air that you've seen in Avengers. And in Avengers Age of Ultron. Yeah, I know it's a city, but still. But seriously, guys, I mean, why did they make this so generic? And people are saying, "Oh, we'll shut down Rotten Tomatoes." So they say bad things about them. Sure, they are wrong. And yeah, the movie doesn't deserve 29 or whatever percent there is. Batman v Superman does deserve that, but this Suicide Squad doesn't. I mean, it's better than BVS, but not by that large of a difference. I mean, let's go see. For example, in Deadpool, I died laughing so hard. Probably 4 times I screamed out loud laughing in the theater with my brothers and my friends. But in seeing Suicide Squad, I probably chuckled a bit. Probably 3 times. And it's not me hating on DC, because I wanted this movie to be good. I genuinely wanted this and want this universe to be successful, just like Marvel. I want Batman done with sorry. I want these characters to be done as well as Marvel is doing their characters right. I want to love Deadshot. I want to love Katana. I want to love Joker, but I don't. Well, Joker I don't love. Here's the thing, guys. Where I couldn't stand Mark Zuckerberg in Batman v Superman, I can't stand, and I really can't stand Jared Leto's Joker. I mean, I really can't, guys. I really can't. Because here's the thing. I know it's hard to live up to Heath Ledger's Joker, which was excellent. But Jared Leto's laugh is so bad, in my opinion. Here's a quick side joke, guys. What does a sheep make? Meh. What sound Jared Leto's Joker makes? Ha ha. I mean, that's this reason why I'm like I'm like this, and my face explains why I'm never going back to watch another DC movie ever again. I do not want to feel empty. I do not want to feel like I wasted my money. I want to leave the theater thinking this was money well spent. I'm glad I saw this movie. But I never got that feeling in any DC movie. In this, I never got that feeling in Superman. I never got that feeling in Batman v Superman, and I didn't got it in Suicide Squad. This is why I am never ever going back to watch another DC movie ever again. As a DC fan, and I am not made of money, I choose to spend my own money in the way that I think is right to spend my money. If I want, but if I know the product will suck, will be bad, then I will not pay to see that product. So for that reason, I will only watch Marvel's movies by now. Doesn't mean I will not support DC by buying comics or watching their TV shows, like for example Flash. Flash is leagues above what DC's live action movies. It's leagues above DC's movies right now. So for that reason, guys, I, as a DC fan that has been I've been stabbed, guys. Because I want to love these characters. I want to love them as much as I love Marvel's characters, because Marvel make me love characters like Hawkeye, Ant-Man, Black Widow, Black Panther, War Machine. I don't want DC to make me love Lois Lane, Deadshot, Diablo, Katana, Captain Boomerang, Killer Croc, but they don't. They don't, damn it. Hell, they made me love characters that didn't even know they existed. And I'm talking about Marvel. Guardians of the Galaxy. I never heard of Groot. I never heard of Rocket. Or Star-Lord. I never heard of them. And they made me and millions of others love them to bits. Sorry if this video was a bit too much rambling, guys, or a bit disjointed, but that's really my thoughts. So why I will never see another DC movie ever again, with clear conscience, thinking with my wallet, not with my fanboy goggles. I will never see a DC movie ever again, because I will know I will be disappointed. I know I will be bittersweet when I leave the movie theater, and for that reason, guys, I am never going to see another DCU movie ever again. So, that being said, guys, I will see you around, and auf Wiedersehen, meine Freunde.